welcome back to a new video. Today I'm starting a new series. I've already seen a few other YouTubers doing this type of videos and it is a bullet journal video. I thought it would be great to start a bullet journal series. Last school year I already started with like organizing in a planner, but this school year I want to get more organized and I bought myself a real bullet journal. Last year it was just a notebook with lines. I already put a lovely picture with my friend on it, and this one is still empty. I'm super excited to work with this one this school year. I hope it will work out well because I just really like to organize things, write things down, doodle stuff. So I thought it'd be great to do a bullet journal series, and I'll be uploading at the end of every month a kind of reflection of the previous month, and I will plan with you guys to the next month, and I will show you guys my bullet journal setup and just plan with you guys. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of this new series. If you've got any ideas, let me know as well, and leave a like if you'd like to see more of these bullet journal videos. And yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this new series, and let's just get started with my first bullet journal video. Since this is my first bullet journal setup, I still need to figure out how I want everything to look like. But I'm gonna be starting off with the main page of the month, and I'm gonna write August. Also, my hand lettering is not perfect. I still need to practice. But what I always like to do, I just write out the word, and after that I go over that a couple of times to make the letters a bit thicker, which looks really nice. I also drew some splashes around the word August, and now I wanted to add some colors, so I got my pink marker and gave a bit of a shadow to the letters. I'm not really happy with how this turned out, so this was kind of a mistake. I often see in bullet journals different kind of themes for each month, so for this month I decided to do a Tumblr room theme with plants and lights. So I started off with drawing little pots with all kinds of plants, cactus or other plants. I don't really know what I did. I was inspired by some doodles which I saw on Pinterest. Then again, I got my highlighters and I added a pop of color to each plant pot. I'm again not really happy with how this turned out. I guess I just prefer to keep the pages a bit more simple with less color. So that's also what I'm going to be doing the next time. On top of the page, I started to draw a garland with some little lights, which I thought looked really cute and added that kind of Tumblr room vibe. I wanted the word August to pop out a little bit more out of this page, so therefore I drew a line around the letters. To give the page a bit more of decorations, I drew a light bulb with some leaves inside it. I saw it again on Pinterest and I thought it would just look really nice. As for the bottom of the page, which was still very empty, I didn't really know what to do with that, but what I did, I just sketched a bit of grass, very wild, and I added some color to that as well. I don't think this was a really good idea. I guess it just doesn't really go with the rest of the page. To finish off this page, I decided to draw some little flowers just spread out over the whole page. And yeah, that's basically how the first main page turned out. Not super satisfied. It really reminds me of spring, but yeah, it's my first time doing this main page of the month, so I'm quite happy, I guess. For the second page, I wanted to make a schedule of the month, so I wrote at the top schedule. I also used a different pen. Not really happy with this pen actually. I think it doesn't look super neat, so I really need to get a new pen. If you've got any recommendations, then let me know in the comment section down below. So I wrote schedule, and after that I also drew some plant pots on the sides. Next up, I got my pink marker and made a vertical line for the dates of the month, which I also wrote after that on the pink line. So what I want to do with this page, this will be my schedule of the month, and I'm going to be dividing it into 3 parts, 3 columns. The first one will be for my work, since I have a part-time job, and the second column will be for YouTube, so my YouTube schedule, when I'm also going to film videos, and the third column will be my personal life. These will be just like appointments or other events which are not related to my work or YouTube. With my highlighter, I made 3 lines, and yes, they're not equal, but I wanted to make the column for my work very small because I'm only going to write the times underneath it, and for YouTube also a bit smaller than personal because I will probably have more things to write down in my personal column. After I drew these 3 lines, I wrote the 3 categories on the lines. And then I already started to fill out some events which I know would happen this month. To decorate the top of the page a bit more, I again made a garland with lights. The next page will be for my goals and to-do list, motivation, all these kind of things. So I started off with drawing a text box for the goals of the month. For the to-do list of this month, I thought it'd be fun to write all these things down on a clipboard with a kind of paper. So that's what I drew, and then I wrote things to do. I think it's always great to write down your goals of the month. So my goals of this month are become organized, manage time, and get ready for school. So I really want to get a bit more organized because I'm a very chaotic and messy person. Just like my room, but my life, and you know, a lot of things. So that's kind of a main goal. And I will also want to be a bit more able to manage time and just stop wasting a lot of time on my phone. And school's also very soon, so of course I want to get ready for school. As for the things to do list, this is a kind of list which is throughout the whole month. So not only a to-do list for a specific day, but just tasks which I can finish every month. And I just have some important things which I have to do this month. To decorate the top of the page, I drew a bar and again a string of lights which are like wrapped around the bar. Then again, I wanted to add some more doodles to this page. I saw this really cool idea on Pinterest. So basically it's just a bar and some plant pots are hanging on this bar. So I drew some plant pots which go great with the theme of this month. Underneath this, I had an idea to write down my motivation. So I drew a little banner, I wrote motivation on this, and I thought it'd be great to write down some motivational quotes on this. The first quote which I wrote down was use time wisely. I think this one is very motivational since one of my goals is being more able to manage time, and that's really something I want to achieve this month. And I also found this kind of quote. It says yesterday, now, tomorrow, and then yesterday and tomorrow are crossed out. And the last one, it's not really a quote, but something which kind of motivates. I basically just wrote down, do it now. And that's how the third page turned out. I'm very happy with how this one looks actually, and I'm happy that I didn't really use I just didn't use any colors at all. So for the next page, I started off with sticking some washi tape on the corners. I got the gold glitter washi tape, and I thought it would just give a bit more detail to the page. I thought it'd be nice. So yeah, that's what I did. I'm gonna be using this page for my sleep tracker and also my workout tracker. So on the top of the page I wrote sleep tracker and I put some space in between the letters. That always gives a very nice look. And then I drew a banner around the two words. I kind of made a mistake while I made this sleep tracker because I drew a box horizontally on the page, but there's not enough space for all the dates. So the next time I probably need to do it vertically, but since we're already in the middle of the month, I just decided to not write down all the dates of the month, but I started from 6th until 31st of August. And so I wrote down all the dates, I made a little arrow and I wrote date above it. So that will be horizontally on the chart, and then vertically I'm going to write down the hours of sleep. And I drew a little arrow, wrote down hours, and then the hours 5 up until 10. So every morning I'm going to track my hours of sleep of the last night with a dot, and then with all these dots I'm going to connect them with a dotted line. I thought it would be also a good idea to make a little text box with the goal of sleep which I wanted to have this month, and after the end of the month I will write down the average hours of sleep which I got, and this way I can see whether I have achieved my goal. And I really hope that this sleep tracker will help me with getting more sleep, because I just don't get a lot of hours of sleep which I should get. So of course the goal 8 hours is not a lot, it's something you should sleep. But for me that's quite a lot, so hopefully I will achieve this during this month. Under the sleep tracker, I'm going to make my workout tracker, and I actually kind of want to work out every day. So basically, just do a few workouts every day. I'm not sure whether I'll be able to achieve this. I'm also going to do just a little check mark whether when I have hockey training. Basically, this workout tracker will be when I have any kind of physical activity, when I've done anything, any kind of sports that day. So wrote down workout. I again drew a little banner around these two words, and then I drew 3 lines. And again, I should do the tracker next time horizontally on the page, because otherwise I don't have enough space. And then I also made some vertical lines, and in this way I had a long box with smaller boxes, and on the top boxes, I wrote down the dates, and underneath the dates I can just draw a check mark whenever I've done any kind of physical activity that day. So I actually had a lot of space left underneath my 2 trackers. I didn't really know what to do, and I didn't want to keep it empty. I thought I would just add my list with video ideas. So I wrote down video ideas and just a couple ideas for my YouTube channel. And then I wanted to add some decorations to the page. I drew some Polaroid pictures. Again, I thought it would be great to add that to the Tumblr room theme. And this is how these 2 pages turned out. I'm very happy with these 2. I also added some glitter tape to the left page, and now I'm going to the next page. For the second page, I want to do a kind of a line a day page. I've seen other people doing this as well, and I really like the idea of it. So what I want to do for every day, I just want to write down a line. Could be just any kind of thought or mood, or just little summary of what I've done that day. So again, I made a line vertically, and then I wrote down the dates of the month. As you can see, I filled out a couple of days with a line, since I actually filmed this video in multiple bits. And then again, I added a bit of washi tape to the corners of the page. This page will be for my expense tracker. I think it's just really good to keep track of what you spend your money on and see how much money you've spent as well in a month. And so what I did, I wrote down expense, and then in a smaller size I wrote tracker. To give the title a bit of a decoration, I drew on both sides a little twig with some leaves, and I also drew with my pink highlighter line above the title and under the title. For the expense tracker, I'm going to make a big box. I'm going to separate a piece of the top of the box so I can write down the titles. And then I'm also going to divide the box into 3 sections. And yeah, it's a bit difficult to explain, but you'll see it. Left section will be for the date of the month, and the middle part will be for the description. So just a description of what I spent my money on, and then the right column will be for the amount of money. Underneath the expense tracker, I thought it'd be good to make 2 other smaller boxes. So for the first small box, I'm going to write down the total. So at the end of this month, I will write down the total money that I spent this month, and then I'm also going to write down the amounts in different categories. So for example, food, clothing, all these kind of things. And then my other tiny box will be the income, because we want to keep it a bit positive as well. And this will be divided into 3 parts: YouTube, and then the supermarket where I work, my part-time job, and then others. So it could be anything, for example, babysitting. Oh, and I actually also made a third small box, and there I will be writing down the total amount that I've spent combined with my income. So then I'll see whether I have a plus or a minus. And yeah. And as you can see in the next shot, I already filled out a couple of spendings I did this month, and I actually spent quite a lot since I made a trip to Berlin with my friend. So yeah, but it's something I kind of saved for, so that's good. For the last couple of pages of the month, I want to make my daily schedule. So basically every day I'll write down my little to-do list, my appointments of that day. So I wrote down daily schedule at the top of the page, and sorry, my head is just in front of the camera, so you can't really see me writing anything down. You'll see it better in the next shot. So as you can see, I wrote down daily schedule, and then I realized my head was basically in front of the camera, and I had already wrote down Monday, and then besides that I made a little banner with the date. And for every day I want to write down my appointments of that day. So for example, hockey training was from this Monday, or it could be work, it could be going to the city center with my friends, and then the to-do list of the day. And I always just love to write these things down. I think it just always motivates me, it helps me doing all these kind of things. Yeah, I always need to make to-do list, and it will also help me to be more organized. I don't want to fill out everything yet because I like to do that basically the day before or just in the morning. So I left a lot of space open, and on the second page I wanted to add a bit of decorations. So again, I drew a bar and I hung up some plant pots on that bar, and I drew some plants. And I just really like to draw all these kind of plants and flowers. And then I wanted to add another doodle to the page, so I drew a watering can. I again was inspired by a picture I found on Pinterest. I gave it a little bit of a decoration, and yeah, that's what I did to this page. And that's it for this month. I will give you a quick flip through to this month. First off, we've got the main page with August. Not super happy with that, as I already told you. And then we've got the schedule of this month. As you can see, I already filled it out a bit more. This will be very handy to just have an overview of the whole month. And after that, of course, we've got the goals, things to do, motivation, the sleep tracker, workout tracker, and my video ideas. I really like how this looks. I'm very happy with how these 2 pages turned out. And then we've got a line a day. I think that's just a really nice idea to just have a little thought of every day. We've got the expense tracker, and the last thing is of course the daily schedule. And that was my first video of my new bullet journal series. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think. Also, if you get inspired to start a bullet journal as well, make sure to tag me in like an Instagram photo with your bullet journal. And yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out so far. I'm super excited to fill in my bullet journal and start organizing. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media, and I see you guys next time in a new video. Bye!